My wife and I are attempting one of the most industrious DIY projects of our lives.
My shoulders!
We want to give our primary bedroom a high-end makeover that includes a completely custom ceiling treatment with beams and shiplap. But honestly, this might be a terrible idea.
This project's starting to suck.
You see, the average cost of a high-end bedroom makeover in the United States is between $20,000 and $40,000. And we're finding out very quickly why you hire out professionals for a job of this scale.
I can't lift my arms up anymore.
Will we be able to do everything ourselves and save a ton of money? Or will we finally be defeated and just call in the professionals?
Oh no! Can we just hire somebody to do this?
Find out in the adventures of my DIY wife and her non-handy husband.
Oh, that would have been in.
That hurts! Alright, so now that we have our beam supports installed on the ceiling, we're going to switch gears just a little bit and start installing our shiplap panels before we then move on to building our beam boxes. So I'm going to go ahead and measure for my first panel.
Alright, let me guess. 39.25. What are we at?
Don't say different numbers, now I don't know.
How far?
I think it was 44.5.
I'm only 5 inches off.
The good thing is these don't have to be like exact down to like 1/8 of an inch because my box is gonna fit over this. I just get it as close as I can to these without being too obsessive and then fit my little beams over there and have a nice clean edge there. 44.5, can't forget that.
49.5.
Stop it!
Let's go.
Don't do that. We're gonna have to go get more panels if we mess this up.
43.25. Let's
Stop
go.
it. Once I had my measurement, I was ready to go outside and start making cuts. What was my measurement?
I think it was 57.25.
Normally you would use a circular saw for something like this, but like I said, my edge is going to be hidden, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Once I had my panel marked, I used my jigsaw to cut it to size. All right, easy peasy.
You're doing 49.25, correct? Right? 49.25, am I right?
After finishing out my first cut, I measured and marked on the remaining piece of panel and then cut along my line. Since I have a little bit less than 4 feet between all of my beams, I'll be able to get 2 usable pieces from each of these 8-foot panels.
Okay, what are we doing now?
Now, well, one of my first panels has a light, and so I need to go measure for where that will go.
It has a light?
There's a light on the ceiling, and we've got to cut around it.
Okay, thank you. Let us be along now.
Sometimes I think Andrea doesn't believe in writing things down, and so it's really hard not to mess with her.
27 and 15.75. Don't say any other numbers. I will punch you.
I'm really thinking about saying another number, you know what I mean?
27 this way.
She's not stopped.
Stop it!
She has not stopped mumbling the numbers since she measured.
This always makes my head hurt trying to figure this out. Hopefully I do this right. That would be a bummer.
Alright, what do we got going here? This looks pretty DIY.
I couldn't find string, so I've got wire.
Okay.
I just need to draw a circle.
Okay.
This is going well. It looks circular. It looks kind of more egg-shaped.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Okay, well that's pretty good right there. I'm just gonna like freehand it. I feel like that's probably the way to go.
You're an artist.
So just measure 3 inches out from the center in a few spots. Looks great, looks great. Once I finally had a satisfactory circle drawn, I grabbed my drill and made a starter hole and then used my jigsaw to cut out the rest of the circle.
Good job, babe.
Done.
That was incredible. Man, you are something else, aren't you? It's like a beanbag toss kind of thing. That's sweet.
Don't actually.
Nah, I got an idea.
Oh no!
What? Hey babe, I actually just went right through the hole. I know this is bad timing, but I hit it first try.
Maybe I didn't cut it. I feel like I cut it in the wrong spot.
Folks, that was unbelievable.
At this point, I was pretty positive I had just cut this hole in the wrong part of the board, but I wanted to bring it inside just to double check.
Yeah!
I think it's because I turned the panel. I was really like, I thought I got it messed up.
Yeah!
Once I had confirmed that the panel was actually cut correctly, I added construction adhesive to the back of it and then used my brad nailer to nail it to the ceiling. Ow, my arm burns. Okay, I'm gonna put the light back up. I did it!
Woo! Yeah!
So one panel up, like 20 more to go.
All right.
And after the first panel was successfully installed, it was time to go into squirrel mode.
I feel like I want to paint that light, like obviously not the like middle part, but how many are we gonna need? 1, 2, 3, 4, approximately 17 pieces. I shouldn't have counted actually, that's a lot.
Really quick, we want to pause and say thank you to Zocdoc for sponsoring today's video. Zocdoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about in-network appointments with over 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care to skincare, and a whole lot more. You can filter for doctors who take your insurance, who are located nearby, who are a good fit for any medical need you may have, and who are highly rated by verified patients. You can also see their actual appointment openings, choose a time that works for you, and click to instantly book a visit. Plus, Zocdoc appointments happen fast, typically within 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments. So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to Zocdoc.com/DIYwife. We'll also leave that in a link down in the description, and you can find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
After calculating just how many panels I had left to install, I realized I had quite the job left before me, and so I decided it was time to get back to work. Okay.
Fits?
It fits. So I mentioned this before, but part of the reason I want my shiplap going this way is because I can easily caulk the gaps between my panels to where it just blends completely seamlessly. So you can see it right now, but as soon as I caulk it, you won't be able to tell at all. Oh my gosh, I'm only out of breath. That was hard. Wow, it looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, great.
For this next panel, I got a little bit smarter and decided to draw out a diagram so I could be confident I was making my cut in the correct spot. After writing down my measurements, I was ready to head back outside and make my next cut. I'd say this is going pretty well so far. Maybe, I feel like if I say that, I'm gonna...
Can you talk in complete sentences, please?
I said I feel like everything's going well so far, and then I said I feel like if I say that, I'm gonna mess something up. Maybe I'm celebrating too soon or something. A 6-inch hole saw definitely would have made this job easier, but since I only had 4 of these lights to cut around, I decided it wasn't worth getting one, and I made do with what I had.
You're just kind of freehanding
I'm
it?
getting to use my art skills a little bit, huh?
You're an artiste, huh?
I decided to give each panel a good wipe down before bringing it inside to install because it is much easier to clean these things when they're down on my workbench than when they're installed up above my head on the ceiling. After the first few nails, I realized that my panel had shifted slightly, and so I grabbed Dean's help to hold the panel in place while I made some adjustments and finished installing it.
But even with 2 people, this panel still wasn't going according to plan.
Did I just open it back up?
Maybe.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh, shoot. The board is...
This project's starting to suck. How is it that every project I end up doing this? Oh, man. Ow. Oh, man.
And after finishing only a little bit of the shiplap, we were already starting to get a bit worn out.
My arms. Oh, am I gonna have to take the ceiling fan down?
It's 3 down, 14 to go.
We'll do another row next week.
Is that it for this week? We're done.
Oh my gosh.
And that's this week's episode. We'll catch you next time when we do one more row of shiplap.
Should I do the middle row or this far row?
Do we want to hate life now or later?
I feel like maybe let's do the far row.
Oh.
Because I'm on a roll with cutting around the lights. And that's like fresh on my mind, how to cut around the lights, the circle lights.
Sure.
And so that would be like the same of what I just did.
And I knew it was the wrong time to mess with Andrea, but I just couldn't help myself.
Said 43 and 2 down.
Stop it! Stop! I'm serious! I have too many numbers in my head from earlier. After writing down my measurements, I was ready to go back outside and start making cuts for row number 2. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and measure for the light. By this point, I felt like I was really getting this process down, and so pretty quickly I had my next panel ready to test out. It fits.
And after a successful installation, Andrea made a fun little discovery that wasn't random at all.
My lost AirPod!
There it is.
It was like down there behind that picture. How did it get down there? Huh?
So now do we have 2 pairs of AirPods? Could I use 1 pair?
Yeah, you sure can.
Yes. Next panel.
Next panel. Use hard over 3 hours for that. This next panel didn't need any fancy holes cut into it, so it went really fast.
And by fast, she meant relatively fast, and she certainly didn't mean easy. Couples that shiplap ceilings together stay together.
Ah! My shoulder! The amount of nails.
And here late in the day, we were definitely struggle bussing.
It hurts to look back up at it. I'm like, I feel like getting some of the harder ones done. I guess they're all kind of hard.
You know, we could just hire this out and we could call the channel Wife. You know what I mean? We're actually just burning time in between each one because it's really hard.
I'm so tired. It's like, that actually can hurt my neck.
She's up. She's away.
One more. We can do it. This way.
Another panel with a hole cut out of it, I saw an opportunity I couldn't resist.
Ow!
That would have been in.
That hurt!
Dry fit, successful. I noticed you've been putting wads of gum on the back side of these. Is that like a specific
That is kind of what it looks
strategy?
like, huh?
And with the wads of gum all in place, we were ready to install the last panel here on day 1.
My arms are so tight. I'm just gonna walk like that.
You're like a ponytail zombie.
All right, I need a break. I can't do anymore. And I need you to go get the nightstands.
What?
I'll go get you some food.
Oh, and that, you know what? You got yourself a deal.
Said she's getting food. I am in. I'm gonna do my job.
Big dog minivan, let's go. Oh yeah, heck yeah, baby!
Yeah! Got the backup camera going with a little Chick-fil-A sauce to help guide me. Hello, warehouse. You know, sometimes you just gotta find a shady spot and hang out with a friend. I actually kind of want to be there right now. And this is your reminder to go spend some time with the people you love. After locating both of the nightstands in the warehouse, I pulled everything outside and then discovered that getting both of these boxes to fit in the van in one single trip was gonna be harder than anticipated. I got a bad feeling about this. Do not despair, there's always hope. Maybe. But with the good old-fashioned ram and jam method, we made it work. Woo! I told you, never doubt the minivan. Maybe. I don't need no truck. You take you and your truck, and you go run over a duck. I don't even care. I got a minivan. Oh, I've been wondering who did that. And we're home. You know, I've got a sneaking suspicion that there was a bit of miscommunication between me and the Andrea over here. I think she thought I was getting lunch and I thought she was getting lunch. There was not miscommunication. Early the next day, after a cardboard massacre,
Wow, she really tore this thing apart.
Andrea had already assembled and installed the nightstands before I could even get the camera out.
Look how much better it looks. I mean, you know, if you can ignore the holes in the wall and the baseboard that needs to be fixed. Oh my gosh, those fit. I'm sorry, I feel like such a goober. I always measure stuff, and of course this time, I didn't measure. We were still like in the middle of dealing with all the playroom, the mold, and all of that stuff, so I'll use that as my excuse, but you should always measure your furniture and make sure it's gonna fit.
Or else you'll end up with one of these in the side of your bedroom.
I'm gonna sell them, but I probably won't be able to sell them for as much as I bought them for.
Did you give me your debit card yet? Or?
Yeah, I got the information saved on the computer.
Come on.
All right, it's time to tackle the shiplap on this more challenging section. So I'm gonna start with this piece. We'll just cut around the vent. I need to measure around that, and then we'll start thinking about that ceiling fan.
So on a new day with new nightstands, we were feeling refreshed and ready to tackle the rest of this shiplap.
Oh, so I'm not doing a little 6-inch hole anymore. Oh, but it's 6 inches that way, 1 foot that way. I can remember that. Don't you start calling out weird numbers though.
So
3.5. Stop it, stop it. 2.5.
You're getting smart.
And we were confident that there was no way this project could wear us out like it did the day before, right?
Oh, get set, get ready. Let's go. Action.
Stay hydrated.
Well, one thing was for sure, this day was a lot more humid and overcast, and it kind of fogged up the camera lens.
On this panel, I had to cut around an air conditioning vent for the first time, but thankfully everything went according to plan.
After confirming the dry fit was a success, Andrea went ahead and added glue, and impressively, she installed this panel single-handedly, like, literally.
All right, before I can work on my next panel, I need to get the ceiling fan down so I can measure for the hole for that, and then we'll get that next panel up. Since every shiplap panel had its own unique obstacles to cut around, that meant every piece felt like its own little project. By this point, I definitely had my process down, and so cutting around this fan ended up being not a big deal at all.
And then I got inspired and did a little dance I call the nail cracker.
I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed that.
That wasn't too bad.
Nice.
I got it. That was not even that bad.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel like you build up all this like dread over something and then it's like, oh, actually wasn't even that bad.
Made a lot of progress.
Yeah, I feel like we're grooving today. For the next panel, I had to cut around the second air vent, and by this time I was feeling quite confident as I had already cut around all of the obstacles that I thought would be the most challenging.
Hey, we're making progress.
After installing this one, we realized we were well over halfway done with all of the shiplap panels and decided to go ahead and work on cutting around our last obstacle, the smoke detector by the door.
And since we were dealing with electrical, we decided to do a little tag team effort.
Uh-oh.
I have to flip the breaker off for that.
Andrea went outside to flip breakers while I stayed inside with the voltage tester.
I am ready.
Still beeping? Okay.
Mayday, mayday. Okay, that was the lights, but not it. You hit the kitchen, you hit the dining room. That's the kitchen again. Oh, that's it.
Got it?
That's it, yeah. Oh, got it.
After successfully removing the smoke detector, I took my measurements, made the cuts on my panel, and then brought it back inside to install. All right, I actually decided I'm just gonna pull this last beam support down and put my shiplap under that. That way I don't have to cut like a few short pieces over there. I also trimmed a little bit off the long edge of this panel so that my shiplap lines line up with the rest of the room. You don't have to do that, I just think it looks better. So I did it. I think that'll be easier. And then once I have all this shiplap up, I can just stick that support right back up there. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. Now it's time to test out this panel, and then if it fits, I'll add glue. So I decided to do blobs of glue like this just because, like I said, the ceiling is so heavily textured. I want a thick amount of glue so that it can press like into the texture. What? Am I out of nails? Do you think you can hold this up?
Yeah. 2 hands, 1 head. Yeah, also put a number on your neck.
We were getting so close to the finish line, but we only had 20 minutes until it was time to leave to pick up our kids, so I was definitely feeling the pressure to get this job done.
So this is the final stage of shiplap, yes?
You think we could do this in 20 minutes?
Sure.
Plus measuring. Okay, I better go quick. Since none of these final boards had any obstacles to cut around, I wrote down all of my measurements and decided to make all of my cuts in one trip. All right, we got these done. And just in time, there's like some dark clouds.
Yeah.
My first piece was definitely a tight fit, but with the help of a hammer, I got it into place.
Andrea was nervous about the next piece, but for no reason.
Yes! I was so sure I cut this wrong. On some of these, there's like a 1/4 inch difference on how far it is from the wall, whether that's because the wall's not straight or because these aren't perfectly square with the wall. I don't know, or because this wall is not square with that one. Who knows? Okay, one more piece.
One more piece.
Took me more than 20 minutes, but not too much more.
Somehow, after what seemed like endless panels, we were down to the last piece. But of course, the last piece can never be the easiest.
Ow! I can't lift my arms up anymore.
Where do I?
After getting halfway through nailing this panel in place, I realized that it was just too tight of a fit, which caused it to bow down slightly, which meant that I needed to pull this panel back down and go make some adjustments. I'm gonna have to pull it down.
Pull it down.
Got it.
After a really long day, we were hoping these last few cuts meant the finish line was finally in sight for the shiplap installation. And somehow, the shiplap was complete.
Ah! We did it!
Yes.
Once we had the final shiplap panel in place, I was ready to reinstall my beam support, and it was much easier this time since I already had my screws started in the correct place so that they would hit the ceiling joists. This felt like it took way longer than I anticipated, and I am definitely feeling it in my arms and shoulders and neck, but at the same time, I'm so happy with the progress, and I'm really excited to see this vision come to life.
Well, man, that was some intense work this week, but hey, we made a ton of progress and we're on our way to a big transformation. So I don't know about you, but I'm super pleased with the progress.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling it, like in these muscles here. Like there's just so much, like not just like holding the panels, but that nail gun is heavy. But pushing it up to the ceiling just so many times, I was like, my shoulders are done. But at the same time, I am so excited about the progress and even more excited to see it just coming together. I can't wait to see it all finished. Yeah. I'm like ready to get to that part.
So definitely stay tuned, as next week we have beams going up, then we'll have paint going on, then wallpaper going up. Like there are a lot of exciting things
Probably
to come.
Not all next week though.
I just meant it's coming. It's coming. Okay?
There's no way we could do all of that in 1 week. But yes, that's the plan.
So we'll catch you in the next video.
So nice out here.
Yes.
I need you to come back. I was gonna
Oh, okay.
play some street hockey back in the day, you know.
Oh, did you? Oh, babe. That was literally almost in my face.
That's what I said. I said, come back. I need to try and hit you. Where's my tape measure?
I never know the answer to that question.
Is it under here? It was right behind you.
I was not hiding your tape measure.
You were hiding it. It was behind you.
You put it there.
You stood in front of it.
I don't want to hear this nonsense.
My back is so sore. It hurts to take a deep breath. Like my back muscles hurt.
Here.
Oh, just no. I'm serious. Don't hit it hard. Like
I didn't hit hard.
It
was just a light chop.
It's almost my birthday. Maybe I should get a massage.
Maybe you should. Hey, when you turn 25, it's worth getting a massage. You know what I mean?
25, yeah.
Are we ready to keep tackling this project ourselves? Are we about to give in and call the professionals?
I am a professional.
You are a professional.
But I'm only one professional.
But it's one.
I'm one part-time professional.
Yes. I think that's the difference between like HGTV. It's like they have a whole crew of people working on a project day after day.
Yeah.
And we're like one person working on the project.
One
film crew.
Yeah.
So we can't exactly be like, we're going to just knock this bedroom out in 1 week, easy peasy. It's like every piece of labor, we're doing it ourselves. We're filming it ourselves. Grant's editing it himself, so.
Yay, Grant.
Yay, Grant.
Our editor is so great. Maybe we should just brag on Grant for a minute, which is funny because you're going to be editing this. But for real, we like talk about it all the time. It's like he's able to think like Dean now. And we still get comments that are like, oh, Dean, this is so awesome. And I'm like, well, it's not Dean doing that editing. But Grant like literally is able to, I feel like, kind of predict the things that you would have done too. Or sometimes you just surprise us and add funny stuff and we're like, that was actually really great.
Yeah, it's really great. Go, Grant.
You ready to go work on this project right now?
Freaking no.
I would like to go.
You know, I'm thinking time lapse. That's what I'm thinking.
We could have a whole video. Maybe we should one day do a video where it's like my filming so people can see the difference of like, even with the great editor, how poor the capturing. I'd be like, oh, I forgot to push start. I think that happened once where I thought I was filming. I think it happened actually on this.
You think it happened once?
Well, I was once like a few days ago. No, it's happened more than once for sure. But either something happened with, no, I know. Filming's not my thing. Stop. Whoops. Something just happened to the camera. I don't know how much of that got filmed. The camera stopped.
Let's go keep working on this project. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm gonna go get a fancy like.
We can level up to the professionals because we're DIY.
I already had coffee today, but I just want, like, I think it's the weather. There's like a cool front coming in, so we'll have a high of 89 today instead of a high of 99.
Nice, super cool.
Normally I would hope for rain, but our yard is kind of torn up right now because we're having sprinklers installed. That's exciting.
Woohoo, and we're not doing it. That's amazing.
Oh my gosh, yes. They had all kinds of stuff go wrong yesterday. They hit like a water line. Our water was shut off all day, and it was like a really frustrating repair because there's actually a copper water line in our yard. Like they fixed one part that was leaking, and then as they were fixing the other part, that one exploded, like because our water pressure is so high. So we didn't have water for most of the day yesterday. yesterday. But I just kept thinking, I was like, hey, we get it. We do these kind of projects. I was like, y'all are doing great. Good job. I'm just so glad I am not in charge of this. Like,
go guys.
I was like, oh man, I feel for you. Like, I know that feeling where you make very little progress in one day and it's literally just like solving the unexpected problems. But
do you think people want to know about this? Do you guys want to know about our
I don't know. Just take a shot. Our yard is a mess. Like, it looks terrible.
Our sprinkler installation saga. I mean, I think we should be done now.
We should be done.
I think we're good. I think we got it.
Yep. Let's go.
Good job.
Let's go work on this project.
Oh, Lord. No.